Welcome back. This is part 2 of my rambling about seeds. This is going to be the fun part where I unbox all of my orders. I am really excited to take you guys on this journey because I have really been itching to open these packages. I've actually already opened one. That was before I decided to make this video. I wasn't cheating and I was actually able to rein myself in as the other 8 arrived. So to start, we will start with Sow True Seed. This company was really easy to order from. So one thing I really like about Sow True Seed, which is located in North Carolina by the way, they only offer open pollinated and heirloom varieties. They offer a lot of information in their catalog and on their website as well on how to save seed. Good info on how to plant, germination timing, how long to maturity, so pretty straightforward. And their varieties that I got are kind of all over the place, and you'll see that with all of my orders really. Just gonna get these out of the bucket here. I got a few of them came with some really unique art, and I really liked that, so just to kind of show them off here, 3 of the carrots I got solar yellow, beautiful packaging, and then tender sweet carrot and shin carota, which are kind of shorter. So a couple of those. And then this next one, I'm a fan of Roots and Refuge YouTube channel, and she has grown Moon and Stars watermelon before, so got this kind of in honor of her, and I'm really loving how that package looks as well. Beautifully done. So those are the really pretty looking packages, but honestly, I mean, the rest of their packages are really cute looking too. Nice little sunflower at the top, and some great information on them. So I've got Ridgeway Cantaloupe Melon. It says it's an heirloom that was nationally celebrated during the early 20th century, proudly served at fine dining establishments up and down the East Coast, but yeah, isn't able to be refrigerated or moved on trucks very easily, so they stopped mass producing it. I've also got Wildwood Pumpkin, Odell's White Watermelon, another heirloom, Rudbeckia Sochan, I think is how you say it. It's a type of coneflower. Really excited to grow that one. Should be perennial as well. Pincushion Imperial Mix Scabiosa. Another one, probably not saying correctly, but that's okay. This one is some really nice, it says it's annual but can be perennial in zones 9 or 10. That's like Florida and the Caribbean, which, so not for me. I got the speckled Roman tomato and Principe Borghese. Some drying beans. I've got the Six Nation Iroquois, the Arikara Yellow, and the Whipple drying beans. So these ones are another one that I'm not necessarily ready to grow right now because I don't have the space to necessarily devote to a plant that's not going to give me a ton of food. Drying beans, you need a lot of space to grow enough plants to be able to produce enough to kind of be a meaningful amount. You know, whereas normal green beans that you're gonna eat as a fresh bean, they, you pick them and they make more, but drying beans you gotta leave on the plant, so you have to plant more of them. I also got the Kopek eggplant, a South African variety whose first official record was April 6, 1956, but it's likely much older. The apple green eggplant, delicious non-bitter variety bred to tolerate the northeast climate. So I thought that one might work well here. Blue perennial flax, which, flax can be grown as something to harvest and eat the flax seed or just as a beautiful flower, and I got it for how it looks. So this is another flower, I'm going to butcher the name, Gaillardia? Gaillardia. It looked really pretty, so I'm hoping that one turns out well. 2 hot peppers that I got. Carrot Bomb says they're bright orange, round 1 to 2 inch fruits, great addition to salsa, sounds great. And Katarina, a lovely little pepper that's ornamental as well as useful, so cool. And then I got the Golden Beauty Cassava melon. I haven't really grown melons yet, but I tend to want all of them because there's so many varieties. And then ground cherries. This is the Drotts Yellow variety, grown by the Drotz family for generations in Wisconsin. So I'm hoping that this one will be highly prolific, planning on growing it this year. I tried growing ground cherries for the first time last year and they did really well, but I only had the one plant, so I didn't have enough to do like a full harvest. So as far as Sow True Seed goes, with regard to their order process, their shipping, receiving the seeds, it was all really painless. Their prices were, you know, honestly really comparable to almost everywhere else. About $3 is what was kind of average for theirs. I think the more expensive ones are like $4. They're straightforward about how much seed you're getting, and their email system giving me updates with tracking and everything went really well. So very happy with them. The next company is Willhite. I was saying Whitehill for weeks. It's Willhite, Willhite. My magazine also got destroyed by the post office and they taped it back together to me, so it looks like my dogs ate it. So let's find the Willhite order. Here it is. And get it open. See, they taped it, so let's go on the other end. This is my first time ordering from this company, and they too are a small company, just a family-owned business, I do believe. My packing list here. Oh, cute. A little thank you for your order. Appreciate your business. I'm probably gonna put this on my fridge because it's just very colorful. Just a little like postcard of veggies. All right, so Willhite. I ordered the green bean green crop, which is this one, and the Blue Lake FM1K bean. Those letters and numbers refer to like disease resistances and stuff. So those two beans were a little more than $3 each, and you get a good number of beans in there. 2 ounces it says they are untreated. I kind of like how this is labeled. The germination rate and when it was tested, and the fact that it's 99% pure seed, no noxious weeds. Okay. So that was those. The Heart of Gold cantaloupe is this one right here. It says it's 85% germination rate. You get a 1/16 of an ounce for almost $3. And then my 2 peppers that I got, the YOLO Wonder Bee Improved, that's a kind of bell pepper. And then the Pretty and Sweet Hybrid Pepper. Just that one was kind of more like lunchbox snacking peppers, so I was excited about that. So yeah, this was the only company I will say that I really had to pay for shipping, and it was about $8. So of my $40 budget, I actually went well under budget on this. This was not $40 worth of seeds. I only paid $24, including shipping. So I pared down that list pretty well and just got the 5 items. But I do like how they're packaged in the plastic bags, and I think they'll help with keeping the germination rate as I store them. So Willhite, thank you very much. Your ordering process online was pretty easy as well. So thank you, Willhite. That little postcard. Next, we've got Annie's Heirloom Seeds, and Annie's is a company that I've ordered from before. Not too many seeds, but I did get a lot of things that I didn't successfully grow, but I know 100% it was my fault. Planted things at the wrong time. So I got a lot of carrots from Annie's before, and I just haven't successfully grown carrots yet. And I've planted tons of other seeds from different companies, so I know it's not Annie's. Annie's is a pretty beautiful magazine as well, lots of nice photos. There's a lot of organic options as well with Annie's. So everything that Annie's offers, like Sow True Seeds, is open pollinated or heirloom, so it's not hybrid, and it's going to have seeds that you can save and continue in your garden. So really like that as well with Annie's. Let's find another one of these. This one. There we go, Annie's Heirloom Seeds. I will say with the first two, the packaging itself was plastic free. The bags with Willhite are plastic, but what they sent it in wasn't, if that's something that you take into consideration. This was just a standard bubble mailer. Get my list. A handwritten thank you on there, that's really nice. this company, I did spend $9 on shipping. I spent a grand total of $36. So with that, I got one organic. Everything else is not organic, but I will grow it organically in my garden, so that's fine. So I got this year the Boothby's, B-O-O-T-H-B-Y-S, Boothby's Blonde Cucumber. That is the one organic one that I got, and that was $3.75 as compared to about $3.25 for all the other ones. I got the America Spinach, Annie's Rainbow Swiss Chard Blend. I love Swiss chard. The Black Hungarian Pepper, which is ornamental with dark green foliage and dark purple veins and flowers with black peppers that ripen red. So that just sounds super interesting. I got Giant Winter Spinach, Premier Kale, Royal Burgundy Bush Beans, deep purple when raw, and they cook up dark green, so I thought that would be fun. And then for tomatoes, I got the Campbell 33, and that is a tomato variety that was developed for the Campbell Soup Company, which means it started out as a hybrid. It was over time bred to be stabilized, and then so became open pollinated. And now it's so old that it's considered heirloom, and you at home can grow the tomatoes that Campbell's produce. So if you want to make your own sauces and ketchup and stuff like that, that one should be a really good one. So really happy with Annie's. They knocked it out of the park. Price-wise, pretty comparable to everywhere else. I like that their seeds are all viable to be saved. So really happy to order from them again. Really like the smaller companies doing the heirloom thing. So, all right. Next, we've got Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. You might be thinking, why, living in Michigan, would I order something from Southern Exposure Seed Exchange? So you're not limited when you order your seeds to your geographic location. They have things in their catalog that are labeled or bred to be better in northern climates. They just happen to specialize in some things that do better in southern climates. They're going to have a lot more options for things like okra. They have peanuts. Peanuts are not something I can really grow up here in Michigan, but you can in the south, so they'll have more of a variety of those. But there's still plenty of things like tomato varieties, lettuces, what have you, that I can order through them. So I will say that that was really cool. I like that they have this kind of like hand-done, handmade, like zine feel. It looks like a hand-colored, and then it feels like a newspaper. So just, I like that they're using that kind of material. Their pages tend to be pretty info-packed as well. So they'll give you, say for the header under tomatoes, a lot of tips on how to grow them, how to save seeds. And their variety is really good as well for really all their different categories. I will say with regard to ordering from them that I never received an email confirmation. I had to go back and check my debit card transactions. So once I checked my debit card transactions and saw that I ordered from them, I went on to their website and logged into my account, and it just said that it was processing. So at that point, they were the only order that I was waiting on. I had all the other ones. I wanted to make this video, so I sent them an email real quick. I got a reply the next day with a tracking number and was able to track it and received it. What was that? Friday I got the email, and then I received this yesterday, which was Tuesday. So, you know, it was a little bit of a hiccup, but it turned out to be fine. I just didn't have that info, but they reached right back to me as soon as I contacted them, so they get an A as far as all that goes. Let's find which package here. This one. So I like that their packaging is 100% recycled paper. It's got the feel of one of those kind of less waste. Oh, and it's got a tab I'm supposed to pull. There we go. Put that out of here. Ooh, their packages are really pretty too. So we got the Selma Sons Sunflower. Pretty packaging. Yeah. The Wando Shelling Pea. And that's just kind of a pretty garden scene there. The Lacinato Rainbow Mix Kale. It's got a lot of leafy greens. the Danvers 126 carrot. Ooh, it says it's an heirloom from 1947. The Heloro jalapeno, right here. Another kind of ground cherry, this is the Cossack pineapple. It says its pineapple-like flavor is excellent in preserves, dessert toppings, and salads. And I am hoping to have enough ground cherries to can in jams this year, so that one sounded really promising. The Heinz 1350 VF tomato. Again, this is a variety that was developed for a corporation long enough ago that the hybrid they started with has been stabilized, seeds have been saved long enough, it's open pollinated, and it's old enough that it's become now an heirloom. And this is actually, I splurged and got the organic one that they had as well. The Reverend Morrow's Long Keeper tomato. I got that one because I want to start looking into just long keeper varieties since we have a kind of shorter growing season up here in the north. How long can I have fresh tomatoes is kind of the question, so we'll see if Reverend Morrow's Long Keeper is the answer. The Super Italian Paste tomato, also the organic variety, and then the Plum Granny, also known as the Queen Anne Pocket Melon. These are supposed to be, it's like a little cantaloupe, and they're seriously supposed to be just like a little tiny pocket melon, so hopefully we're expanding the garden this year and gonna have a space for, I'm gonna do a row of melon, pumpkin, and zucchini. And I might grow some Plum Granny just to see if I can get a lot of melons out of a small space like that. I really like on the packaging too that it gives you the germination rate and stuff, and a ton of info on the back of each of these packets about how to store them, how to save seeds, transplanting if they needed to be started inside. Lots of good info. I like when they give you lots of info. So Southern Exposure Seed Exchange was a total of $31. There wasn't any shipping I had to pay. So pretty cool. Came in under budget. Got several varieties. Excited about that. The Vermont Bean Seed Company is next. This company and the next one I'll talk about, Totally Tomatoes, are, in my opinion, so similar in so many ways that I'm wondering if they're actually owned by the same like parent company or something. I don't know. Neither of them have a specific emphasis on things being heirloom or open pollinated. Actually, as a matter of fact, there's lots and lots of hybrids in both of these magazines. The reason I think they're so similar is because these are the packages from each of those companies. Their website is really same. Once you like make an account, you'll see like all of that is the same. The ordering is the same. The format of the emails that I received for like confirmations and stuff were the same. So I'm wondering if they're actually the same company, but I'll review them separately. Lots of good stuff in the Vermont Bean Seed Company. Lots of stuff that's not just beans. It's just they do happen to specialize in beans. Lots of dried beans and bush beans. Lots of things labeled good for canning, which is really what I'm looking for this year. And as far as making an account and their actual ordering process was really straightforward as well. So they were really, really good to order from. This one here is their package. So let me get my skizzers. Get that. Let's see. It's kind of like when you get like one of those meal subscription boxes or something. There's like a $100 off your first purchase from Naked Wines voucher and some other things. The children of St. Jude need my help. So I could have done without the advertisements. Oh, okay. So their invoice, it doesn't show me the exact cost, but I know I spent roughly like right at $40 with this company. Reason being is I also got 3 pounds of seed potatoes. Those have not shipped to me yet. The company ships it when it's appropriate for my region. If you want to grow potatoes, they are something that you get what's called seed potatoes. You don't actually grow a potato plant from an actual like seed. We've all had potatoes go bad in our pantry before. That's what you would plant. You can do what's called chitting them, C-H-I-T. And that is just taking each of those sections with an eye that sprouts and cutting them off. So each of those little chits can be planted to make a plant. Or you can just stick the whole potato in the ground. This will be my first year growing potatoes, and we'll be doing them in buckets, in 5-gallon buckets. I'm gonna have several of them. So I got 3 pounds, which I remember being about 15 bucks. And then the rest of the cost was getting these seeds. The other seeds that I got from them were Royal Chantenay carrots. And on the front of their packages, they have a good amount of info, what to expect. They're red-orange, they're about 5 to 7 inches long, some culture and planting notes, when to seed sow, and then it's just an advertisement on the back of the packet for seed starting mix. I got the Domingo bush beans, as well as Mr. Big garden pea. So the garden peas were Mr. Big, and then the last 2 that I got were the pickle bushel hybrid cucumber, because I think a lot of my cucumbers are going to be in buckets this year, and that one's supposed to be good for containers. And the last one is the just good old traditional Roma tomato. I'm really trying to grow a lot of paste tomatoes this year, and I realized that I just did not have that just standard what you see at the grocery store. And overall really happy with my Vermont bean seed order, so would order from them again. And then next we'll do the Totally tomatoes. So kind of same thing, like I had mentioned, the ordering process and everything was so similar to the Vermont bean that I also experienced the same thing in terms of shipping, communication. They were all really great. The catalog itself is just a treat to look at. It does not have pictures of every single variety, but it has a picture of darn near all of them. And every page is just lined with the photos. And they've got really wonderful descriptions too. Tons of hybrids, which with something like tomatoes, it has a really large genome, which means there's tons of different traits that can be bred for, which is how you end up with dozens of pages worth of just tomatoes. The company also has some non-tomato options. They've got a good selection of peppers, honestly, hot and sweet peppers, seasoning peppers, really good selection actually, and then a couple pages of cucumbers, some melons, and some other things. So it's not like a one-stop shop, but if you're really into tomatoes, there is a really good variety in Totally tomatoes. So with that, let's get to opening their order. Yep, St. Jude children still need my help. But that was the only ad, so that's kind of nice. This one I probably just about maxed out the $40 budget because I had a multi-page wish list from this company. Oh, cool. This is one of the companies that includes free seeds. So it says I got 2 free seed packets. I'm sure that that's due to the size of my order. So let's double check what I got. And these packets look to be basically the same in that they have a lot of info on the front and an advertisement on the back. And a Russian tomato. That's supposed to be a nice large pink red. And then brown berry tomatoes. Puro di Toro, aka Bull's Heart. That'll be a nice paste. That one I ordered. Let's see, the Giant Garden Paste Hybrid. Yep. So that's a hybrid. Cool. Martino's Roma. Quedlinburger Frueliebe. I took German in high school, so that one's not such a stumbling block. The Sheboygan tomato. That's a red paste. Wisconsin 55. This one is just a large, deep red fruit. Okay, cool. The Saladmore cucumber. That one is also good in buckets, so that'll be nice. The Bulgarian carrot pepper. This one is a medium hot pepper, green to orange. That's the name carrot. And then purple jalapeno is the last one that I ordered. And I'm really hoping to get a good jalapeno harvest this year. I want to can up a bunch of cowboy candy. And my hope is that I can grow several varieties of jalapenos that ripen to different colors. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that when you process them, they all keep that color. Because if you have like a jar of cowboy candy with like 6 different colors in it, that would just be really cool. Okay, and then for free packets, I got a pepper variety, the Ancho Giganta. And this one is, okay, just like an ancho pepper, Scoville rating of 2000, so that's less than a jalapeno. Cool. And then a tomato, the Horizon tomato, an heirloom beefsteak type, so that's good for slicing. That'll be nice to add to the collection. Cool. So totally tomatoes, thank you for the free seeds and the free shipping and all of the tomato varieties. Next up, we've got Baker Creek, which is the tome of gardening. Look how thick that is. This is such a joy to look through. So this is the catalog that you can order from them. It's $13, they do it every year. And they also have a free catalog. It's thinner than this though, because this has a lot of multi-page articles in here that maybe like explain a variety. So this one is the Chinese string eggplant, and it has a whole few pages of history of the plants and the region that it's from and how it's been cultivated, ways to cook it, some just really neat info. And it has a lot of that for a lot of different varieties. There's also cool recipes and stuff in here. And Baker Creek is also another company that does everything heirloom or open pollinated. So if you are looking to save seeds, they're another great company that you can just order anything and trust that it was bred to allow you to save seeds. So this one was the one with the largest wish list. They also have such a variety of flowers and stuff like that. I haven't delved too much into flowers. Most of my seeds are for edible things, and that's just because of where I'm at right now. If I was in a home that I owned, I'd probably delve even further into the flowers, but I still like to circle a lot and wish for them. So Baker Creek was probably the hardest one to narrow my list down to stay within that budget of maximum $40, but I did it. And as a matter of fact, it's not even the biggest box on the table. It's just this little package. And their packaging is always really cute. There's always some kind of, the last time I ordered it looked like a 1940s like postal mailer or something with like stamps on it. This one just has a nice design of Chinese pink celery. Everything about Baker Creek just like aesthetically is really pleasing to me. Wow. So I technically went over budget. I spent $40.96. The 96 cents was the tax though. This one was free shipping, and I'm pretty sure Baker Creek is always free shipping. So that's pretty neat. So the first thing that I ordered was something I'm probably gonna butcher. Chichicalite. Huckleberry. I should probably just say huckleberry, but the variety is Chichicalite. I got a flower, the kiwi blue honeywort. That's real pretty. Kind of like bell-shaped flowers. I love zinnias, and it was really hard to narrow down what one to get because they have so many varieties, but I got, I'm gonna call it the Macarena because it basically looks like Macarena with an I at the end, but those are absolutely beautiful. Zinnias are another kind of plant that there's a lot of variety in the genome, so there can be a lot of breeding for different variety types. So love growing zinnias. Oh, that's right, I did treat myself. This was the most expensive thing that I bought from anybody. This was $4 from this for this seed packet, and it's the Queen Line Zinnia. These massive blooms. Really, oh, get back here. Really excited to get that one to try this year. And I got, where is the Bonnie's Best Tomato. My mom's name is Bonnie, and she grew tomatoes every year while I was growing up and would can salsa and tomatoes and things like apple butter and stuff. And I'm excited to just get these and have those in her honor. The Incredible Dwarf Mix. Coreopsis? I also don't want to get into flowers too much because there's so many words I don't know how to pronounce. But a nice mix of flowers there. White borage. I was really excited about this. Borage is a plant that is technically edible. Well, goes up there. Borage is really beloved by pollinators. It's also technically edible. You can eat the leaves, you can eat the flowers. They feel kind of fuzzy if they're not cooked, but people will like freeze the flowers in ice cubes and put them in drinks. Looks really pretty. They taste like a mild form of cucumber, but they don't have a lot of variety in the genome. There's not a lot of traits that have been selected for. So the only kind of borage you'll typically see is the periwinkle blue, just like standard, and white borage is the only other variety that I have ever seen. So really excited to get some of that and just have a mix in the garden. I like having lots of different colors, so that way there's something for every single little pollinator friend. The purple dragon carrot, nice dark carrot there. And then the spinach Gigante di Inverno. I don't know, it sounds kind of Italian, and I'm not great with Italian. Kalima bean, that's a good green bean. Should hold up really well for canning and freezing, it says. And I, like I mentioned, really want to do a lot of canning of green beans this year. So hopefully that one works. The Matsumoto Formula Mix Aster. Asters are an annual, but are pretty well known for self-seeding, so I'm hoping that maybe I can get this nice little mix started. I'm going to do a lot of flowers in the front yard this year, and maybe that'll just come back on its own year after year. And then the Pippin's Golden Honey Pepper. So this one, I remember having kind of a neat history. Multicolored sweet pepper, a beloved heirloom of the Philadelphia African-American community of the early 1900s. A delightful ornamental pepper that changes color and finally ripens in a vibrant orange. Philadelphia folk artist Horace Pippin shared this seed with William Boyes Weaver's grandfather. That last one was quite a name. But I'm really excited. That one had a really great description of flavor and stuff in the catalog. And then the last one that I ordered is the datil pepper, D-A-T-I-L. This one is blazing hot. It says vicious heat, complex, fruity flavor. So I am wondering if it's maybe like similar to habanero in that fruity, spicy aspect. So we'll see. And then I got a couple of free seeds from Baker Creek. They will, based on the quantity that you order, typically include free seeds as well. So the first one I got is the Bait Alpha Cucumber. I've heard good things about that one before, and I think that it might be great for doing in a bucket as well, so we'll see. And then the Uzbek Golden Carrot. It's like a stump little guy. Sunny yellow carrot hailing from Uzbekistan and popular across Central Asia. Crispy, sweet, juicy, cool. So I haven't successfully grown carrots before, so I love free seeds to just give them a try because I didn't waste any money, and if they don't work, then I don't feel so bad. So Baker Creek, always a treat. Thank you very much. Lovely packaging and pictures as well. NESeed, the letters NESeed. This one feels a lot more commercial. These last two do actually, NESeed and Gurney's. NESeed has a lot that are organic, though. They also have a lot from their Italian gourmet collection. So if you're kind of looking for flavors like that, there's some in here. But pretty standard. They label what's open pollinated. They have lots of organic all labeled as well. And just a good variety of like all different types of plants across the garden. So, you know, something kind of good for anybody to look into here. A non-GMO seed company. Well, they all are. Ooh, okay. These ones are packaged a little bit differently than the others. And I kind of like it already. Nice invoice with price. I was charged $8 for shipping. So price out the door with tax and shipping, $38.48. And a lot of the, okay, all of these seed packets kind of look different, which is interesting. So I wonder if this company is, it says they're in Connecticut, but these packages are all in Italian. There is a section where it's in English, so that's nice. But yeah, nope. Yeah, they're plasticky and they just are different than I'm used to receiving here in the US. Interesting. Okay. Alright, well, and then these three are like standard kind of seed packets, and then these two are resealable mylar, which is kind of cool. I am going to keep these because they're reusable. Alright, well, double check the order here. I got the Sumter Organic Cucumber, which is this one. And these are like short, stubby little pickling style. So cool. Those ones were organic. Green Magic Broccoli, which is one of these. Cool. Does well in all growing seasons, tolerant to heat, low temperatures, and slow bolting. Alright. The Lunga di Napoli. This is a winter squash / pumpkin. I think it labels it as a pumpkin, but that might just be a language thing. But it is orange on the inside, so that's kind of cool. And then we've got the Nano Verde Milano zucchini. Just looks like a standard kind of black, dark green zucchini. The Monarda Panorama Mix. This has got to be a flower. It says it's 100 seeds, but they are tiny. Like, I feel almost nothing in here, but I believe it because they feel small. Petite filet beans. Another just good green bean, very fine bean for gourmet cooks. You will find this bean served in the best French restaurants and hopefully Kim's Kitchen. The Pomodoro Rio Grande tomato. It's a good paste style tomato. And then cilantro. Oh, and then, yeah, I did order this one. They didn't give me a free seed. Zucchino di Faenza. Very early variety. It's very light in color zucchini. So just something to be different. And then some cilantro / coriander. Cilantro is the leaves, coriander would be the seeds. So seeds for this plant, or if I wanted to, I guess I could just eat the seed. I don't think they're treated, but I still won't. Yeah, all in all, pretty happy with the NESeed order. I am a little confused at how all the packages are different, but you know, seeds are seeds, that's fine. If anything, I wish they all came in the resealable mylar so I could reuse them, but c'est la vie. We're on the final order, which is Gurney's Nursery and Seed Company, and this is one out of Ohio, and this is actually the company that I placed my first ever order from because it was the company that my mom used every year for her plants. And she always started from seed, always had a successful garden, so they don't focus specifically on open pollinated or heirloom, although they do have varieties fitting that. They have more than just your typical garden vegetables as well. They have a lot of fruit plants. There's trees that you can order. There's different types of berries. So a bit wider of a variety in terms of maybe offerings, but at the same time, it's also not, you know, the Baker Creek seed catalog. So, I mean, their website was really straightforward. Their ordering was really straightforward. I had a second positive experience with them, so I will say that, and typically their catalogs come with these coupons on the front. I'm a huge fan of coupons. They did give me the largest package though, and I didn't particularly order enough seeds to fill out this box. So I'm a little disappointed on the shipping and it taking up that much space, but whatever. Seeds. These seed packets look just like they did when I ordered them 2 years ago. They don't have any pictures or images, just has the logo and info about the company on the front, and on the back is pretty standardized information. So basically, from what I've seen, any of their beans will have the same info on the back. Any of their tomatoes will have the same info on the back. There's nothing about, oh, this particular variety was grown in blah blah blah, and in France it's known as, it's just how to grow peas, when to harvest, days to maturity, blah blah blah. Which is still great. They also label that whatever seeds are treated, they're labeled as such. So these peas, for example, peas are something that are often treated, so they increase germination. You can order things labeled untreated. Alright, well, let's double check what my order was here. I got bush beans called the Hulk, so that's kind of neat. I got a carrot called the Berlin Hybrid. This one, if I remember correctly, should do really well in poor soils, which I have here. Where I live was formerly known as the gravel capital of the world, and my garden shows it, so that's really fun to work with. Gurney's Salsa Hybrid Hot Pepper. Here we go. Salsa Hybrid. I want to make salsa this year and can it, so why not? Granada bush beans. That should be these. And these are just standard green bean style. Really was going for things that are great for canning this year. Mira Green garden peas. I want to try and do a spring sowing of peas to see if I can get enough to freeze before I get my tomatoes in. Churchill Hybrid Brussels sprouts. I haven't successfully grown Brussels sprouts yet either, but that's something that maybe going into the fall I'll give another go. Super Max Hybrid Pickling Cucumber. Yaya Hybrid Carrot. And then P-licious. P-E-A-licious garden peas. So I had a grand total of $51 worth of product. These were more expensive per packet than the other companies were. I will say that. The most expensive being the Salsa Hybrid Hot Pepper Mix. That one was $8 for that packet. The cheapest thing I got was $3.99, so all in all this was more expensive company. Grand total at first was $50.91. There was a coupon for a $25 discount off your $50 order that was on the magazine, so I applied that. There was no tax, but then there was $12.99 shipping and handling. So I ended up spending $38.90. I highly recommend utilizing coupons whenever you can, and in this instance, without that coupon, I honestly might not have placed an order just because there wasn't anything I specifically needed from this company. This was more, what do I want? And I'm growing my seed collection. So just the coupon helped me to place a big enough order that I felt like it was worth it. So yeah, good job, Gurney's. Thank you for the second order. And the first time I ordered from them, I got a great germination on their seeds, so I'm expecting the same second time around. I do want to make mention of one final company. I have garlic in my garden right now. Where I live, garlic goes in around middle to end of October. You want to get it in so it has a couple of weeks maybe to establish some roots before the first frost comes. So the garlic that I have in my garden right now, I ordered last year from the Great Lakes Garlic Farm, which is here in Michigan, and was really happy with them. I got, I think it was their variety that was very specific to Michigan. I think the garlic that they do is grown out for 2 years. There's like something different that they do, but it's also highly adapted to this region and this growing climate. So first time growing garlic, we use a lot of garlic. I really wanted to ensure that it was successful as best as I could. So I got that from them, and I also ordered some of their garlic salt. Flavor-wise, super happy with it. It was still a little bit clumpy in the jar when I got it, but I have a dehydrator, so I just put it on there, just dumped it all out of the jar, and dehydrated it for a little bit, and now it's perfectly fine. Which, pro tip, if you have any spices that are doing that, just dump them on a dehydrator tray if you have one. If not, put your oven on the lowest possible setting, spread your spice on a sheet tray, and put it in there with the door cracked, and just keep checking it. But it doesn't mean that your product is bad if it's clumping in your spice jar. So anyway, Garlic Farm, Great Lakes Garlic Farm, was very happy with their product that I received, and they also included a one-page tips for planting. So it kind of walks you through how to store it before you actually plant the garlic, how to prepare the soil, how to actually plant it, and then what to expect come springtime and come harvest season. So they also included some free stickers, so that was really nice. Overall, I am definitely over-prepared for the garden this year with regard to seeds, but as I mentioned, seed collecting and seed planting are two different hobbies. I just happen to be into both of them, so I really appreciate you coming along as I opened all these packages. I was really anxious to get them open, so it was nice sharing that with you, and if you've made it this far, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. I don't post videos very often, so when I do, it's just nice to, have someone to share it with. And hopefully I'll see you around on Instagram or through more videos here as the season progresses and we get some of these seeds in the ground. So stick around and see how everything grows.